Let's just go underneath it because look how incredibly clean this GTX is underneath. Wow. Spotless. All right, roll the intro. What's up, Gene?
Hey, JC.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
We got ourselves a 1972 Oldsmobile 442. We're talking class, we're talking horsepower, and I'm talking about it being right behind that garage door right there. So why don't I park and let's do this thing, all right? 1972 Oldsmobile 442. Mike is waiting for us. It might just be open. It is. This is, oh, wee, come on in. This is one of the best views in Las Vegas. What's up? Look at that. Look at them hard at work back there on the GTX that we featured on this show. What's up, buddy? Mercedes Benz. The 1970 Cuda Lemon Twist, which we featured on the show. One of my favorite Camaros of all time, Z28, 1981 Camaro Z28. I love this Camaro. This is what we're featuring today, our 1972 Oldsmobile 442. That's our subject today. Lamborghini. New edition. The most highly optioned Dodge Daytona in existence. North of $2 million? North of $2 million. 1969 Daytona Hemi 4-speed, one of one, which we featured on the show. Speaking of one of one. One of one. What's up, buddy? How are you? It's good to see you. Everyone loves Mike. It's good to see you, buddy. We'll give official introductions. Mike from Nevada Classics. We love when you have us here, so thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it, buddy. Oh man, and everyone watching, they love you because you drop knowledge on all these cars.
Well, you got to. You got to have. We have a lot of people coming here and they go, "Oh, there he is," you know, and I don't even know him, you know. But they said, "Oh no, we've seen you all online and everything else. Watched a lot of your videos, you know." So I said, "Hey, cool.
You have knowledge and you're entertaining too."
You know, it's funny because we had checked the views here about a month ago, and there was 8,747,000 views.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was like, holy smokes.
Let's bump that up by a couple right now.
That's a bunch. That's a bunch.
1972 Oldsmobile 442. Yes. It's a beautiful car. We want to really break this down. Can we pull it out so we can kind of see it better? So let's start. We'll get the startup first off with the startup. And this is Gen 2 of the 442. You've had this car for some time now?
We've had it for a while. And you know the heck of it is, a lot of people, you know, they see the 442 and they start thinking Chevelle, and they'd rather have a Chevelle before a 442. But this is actually sitting on the Chevelle chassis, more or less, you know. They did a little change in the front end, a little bit in the taillights, but it's pretty much it's Chevelle, you know. Same thing with the dash and the interior. But this one, it's got the 455 underneath the hood, and I believe it's 365 horse with about 513 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, this thing gets it, man. When you're out on the road and you stab it, you know you got horsepower.
You can feel it. Okay, let's hear this thing. Start this up.
It's pretty trippy.
Solar gold is the color of this one right here. See it shake? Yes, yes. Is that good there, Gene? Yeah, perfect. Excellent.
It's a good runner.
That is great.
It really is.
Yeah, I may have said solar gold. It's Saturn gold, right?
The what?
The color, I said solar gold. The color is Saturn.
Saturn gold, yeah.
Solar gold is a Pontiac Trans Am that we did a couple of episodes back, but this is Saturn gold is the color of it.
And it's the actual factory color that's on this car.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of people said, no, that's not the right color. Well, they get them mixed up. And the other color that they use is a lot darker than this. It's almost an orange color. But this is true, and it's numbers matching all the way through the whole night. I think they're only asking $54,000. Come down and buy this car, man.
Seriously, all these cars you see behind us are for sale. Nevada Classics is where we are. And if something catches your eye, give Mike a call because incredible.
It's a true W30 car. Everybody goes, well, if it doesn't have the inner fender wells in it, it's the first thing they start looking for. Well, between 69 and probably late 70, they went away with the red inner fender wells because all the air ram is coming through here. The ones with the red inner fender wells, they had snorkels down here below where your air ram came through. And the heck of it is, then you had a sticker underneath the hood. When you open the hood up, it said, make sure you disconnect your hoses to your air ram every winter so you didn't suck any water up and into your motor.
Explain to everyone the W30.
Okay.
What is that? Break it down for someone that's not familiar with it.
Okay, your W30, number one, is the gauges on your dash. Number two, it's the 455 that's sitting underneath the hood. Number three, it's the his and her shifter. It's got Hurst automatic linkage in it. And what it is, for us, we can get in, we can shift through the gears to where your wife can come out, put it in drive and go to the store or what have you. And that's why they call it his and hers. And they've always done that, you know, and it's pretty, it's a good handling car for a big car. It's got front and rear sway bars. The lower control arms to the rear end on these are beefed up from the manufacturer with a big steel plate so that they don't flex at all. Okay. It's just unbelievable.
The Oldsmobile, the 442, comes out in 1964. They're going up against the Pontiac GTO.
But here's the funny thing about the 442. Everybody says, oh man, is that your cubic inch? That's what everybody was thinking. It was 442 cubic inches. Okay. No, 442 stands for 4-barrel, 4-speed dual exhaust.
All right, there you go. Dropping knowledge on us.
Yeah.
Come around the back here. It is a menacing, really cool, classy looking muscle car. Come around the backside here. Can we see inside the trunk?
Yeah, let me grab the keys real quick.
But we go back to 1964 is when Oldsmobile brings out the 442, and it's just a package on top of the Cutlass.
Right,
And 1968 is when we get the first standalone version of it, and that goes from 68 to 72. But in 72, they dial it back, and the 442 is a package back on top of the Cutlass. Now, the comments are open. All the 442 experts, please correct me, and if I drop some wrong information there, let me know. But to my knowledge, that's how everything lays out. No spare?
No spare.
No spare.
Yeah. A lot of our cars do have spares when they come with them. If they don't have spares, we're not going to hunt down the bumper jack and the spare tire because number one, bumper jacks are very dangerous. Number two, that's the last thing you want to take and put on a classic car is the bumper jack. Now these normally, this is new enough to where it either had the indentures back in here. I believe it's right here where they got the indentures to where it hooks. Some of your bumpers had a slit that the bumper jack hooked into that slit and jacked it up. Yeah. But this has got the little curve out.
The dual exhaust right there. The trumpet exhaust, right?
Yep.
Can we see inside?
Sure.
This white interior.
Yeah,
Such a neat
that
look.
white interior is really cool.
By the way, some of them do have that vinyl top, which was an option, and then also
The wing, right,
which is an option as well.
That was an option, yeah.
Very clean inside. White interior from 1972. That's looking pretty good inside there.
Yeah, it is. It's actually, and that's all original. That hasn't been recovered or anything. You know, it's just been well taken care of. And if you take a look at that shifter real close, you'll see what I'm talking about on the his and her shifter and all that stuff. And it's got tilt wheel.
Oh, these are comfortable seats. Oh, right down here. So we got it here, Gene?
Yeah, isn't that something?
Right, you shifted over first, second, third. And this is a her shifter?
Yeah.
AM radio?
I believe, I'm not sure.
Is it AM, FM with the band
AM,
button?
FM, yeah.
Yeah, AM, FM back in 1972.
Yep.
I like just the simple triple gauges, the three gauges up front. 69,000 miles, it's original miles?
I believe it is,
Whoa.
I believe it is. 69,000 original miles. It's really hard to say, did somebody ever change a speedometer head? Yeah. Or what? But when they have mileage like that and the condition of the car will pretty well stick with it, you know? Yeah. But would I put my life on it? No. Because that's when you end up in a courtroom. But you said.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know.
Power windows there. This car, what I love about you guys too is you're very transparent. You go to the website, you have all the information listed on the website. And you guys have on your website that this car was sold in Canada, built in Michigan, I believe, sold in Canada. Were there any rust issues on it when you got it?
No, nothing. The whole bottom of this car is really clean. Now, if you go online and you check it out, you'll see all the shots underneath the car. Because that's one thing we do, because there for a while, when we first started out, everybody said, well, can I have pictures from underneath? And I thought, okay, let me move 5 cars to get one on the rack so we can do this. Well, before I even get around to parking the car anymore, and it's a new, fresh car, we get it in, get it on the rack, take all the pictures from underneath so we can put them on our website. So this way, the customers get to see. We take all the pictures of the inner quarter panels where they would normally be rusted or replaced, anything like that. Or if there's any crinkled steel back there from where it got slammed in the back or anything, we're gonna know this. And if anything, if the car's still clean, we'll sell it, but we're gonna bring it to the customer's attention. By the way,
so they know
this
what
car,
they're getting into.
Yeah, right.
People watching probably give me a little heat for saying, let's see in the trunk first. Why don't we see under the hood?
Yeah.
Hey, you have this amazing Oldsmobile 442. Let me see inside the trunk. By the way, thank you for watching Cars, Shops, and Collections. Love all the support you guys give us. Love the comments that you give us. Support us on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Whoa! All right, educate us. What do we have? Educate us.
Okay, this is where your air ram comes through.
This is a functional hood scoop, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, these on your W30s in 1969 up to late 70s, they were red. And what you had is coming off of these, you had these big snorkel tubes that came up and fed your air cleaner housing on each side. Well, they had a sticker right here, that big sticker. It said, make sure you disconnected those during the winter time so you didn't suck that water up into your motor.
Got it, okay.
Because, people, they try to get through, oh, that only looks like it's 6 inches deep. Well, you find out it's 2 feet, you know. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's clean inside here.
It's clean, and the documentation we have on this, they did go through the motor on it, and it does have it all steel crank in it and everything else, and it's a little running rascal. I mean, this little thing, it's got some giddy up and go.
You've had it out here in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I've had it out a few times. It's a fun car to drive because, and the thing is about this car, you can drive it normal, like a normal car every day, but once you put your foot in it, you know it, because it busts them loose and just keeps them lit, and cars doing a whole lot of this action. I think Hemming, somewhere along the line, had a video of this car doing a super burnout.
Well, I'm sure we have video of that on your phone probably too. If we.
Yeah.
This is neat too, right in front here, the Oldsmobile logo.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that Oldsmobile's not around anymore.
I know.
Isn't that wild?
Oldsmobile was. Here's what's funny. The Oldsmobile, your Chevrolet, your Pontiacs, all that, they were all GM, but each department was competing against each other. That's crazy. I mean, hey, I own the company, but I got all these guys down here building cars to compete with one another.
So that's why, because Pontiac had the GTO, and then Oldsmobile says, no, we want to come out with something. And that's why we get the 442.
442, yeah.
Can I went online and I broke down the VIN. Can we look at the VIN?
Yeah. It should be right there.
I did a full breakdown of it, and it's
I
so neat to see.
It is. Oh yeah, it's right here.
All right. Did some research. So let's go down. First digit, right? Can you see it, Gene? First digit is a 3. That's the make, Oldsmobile. Second digit is the series, which should be a G, right? We got a G there, which is Cutlass, which we know in 1972, it is a Cutlass, but it's the 442 package. Right. The third and fourth digits are the body style. Should be an 87, right? And that's 2-door coupe.
I believe it is 87, yeah.
And that fifth digit is our engine code, and we're looking at an X, right?
X, yeah.
And that's your 455 4-barrel V8 300 horsepower.
And if you don't have that X in your VIN, it's not a W30 vehicle.
So that's
only the
X.
W30s had the X.
So that's a great way. You're at a car show and you see someone says that it's a W30. Go to the VIN
and look for the X. Yeah, because that's the only time they put the X in the VIN on these cars is when they were true W30 cars. And this has got the X in the VIN, and that's why I tell everybody that calls up, says, hey, is that a real, W30? Well, of course it is. I said, here's the VIN, and you'll see that it has an X. I go online, look it up, and they end up calling back, oh yeah, you're right, it is.
Because someone could just buy kind of a base model Cutlass, and then put some badges on it and
and make it a look-alike.
But the DNA of it is right here.
Right there, yeah. And it's very easy to look at. You can look right through the windshield, and you can say, oh, wow, it does have the X, so it is a real one, you know? Yeah, it's pretty slick. And a lot of guys that look at these that haven't done their research, but it doesn't have the red inner fender wells.
Yeah.
No, they got changed out to this style, right? I'm going to say towards the late 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 73 is when we get a whole different body style.
Right, yeah.
The doors in the 73 doors were 5 feet long.
They're long doors, man. Long doors. I'm like, holy smokes. You know, there's having a 2-door car, but man.
Seriously, a 5-foot long door?
Yeah, that's a little much.
Wild times. 1970, this was the pace car in the Indianapolis 500, which I think says a lot about a car. Yeah. When they put it as the pace car, it was 1970, it was the pace car.
If you look up underneath in the back, you're going to see a rear sway bar. Only your Chevelles, your 442s, and I'm trying to think what other cars, some of your GTOs were the only ones that came with that rear sway bar. Okay. And let me tell you what, it really, really works, because this car going down the road, it doesn't do any of this. When you make the corners hard, you don't get none of this lean and sway and all that. It just roller coasters you. And it's a big car.
It is a big car. Yeah. It's the 70s. So clean underneath there. So clean.
It is. It's a clean little rascal, man.
I want to point out the back window here. This is a power window. How cool is that? Power window back here to drop that down. And of course, plenty of ashtrays. It's the 70s.
Here, let me turn on the key here real quick. And we'll...
Just like that.
Yeah, no window post. So when you got all your windows down and the weather's right, you're good to go.
Right,
you
just drop them, yeah.
That's how I thought, heck yeah.
There's convertible options out there,
It's got tilt wheel.
Tilt wheel.
You know, it came with a really good package. I mean, Oldsmobile has always built a great engine. I had friends of mine back in the day, back in the late 60s, beginning of the 70s, and they were all running Oldsmobile. Only because of the fact that, yeah, you can make them fast. There's no doubt about it.
How cool is this? This is so neat.
It's just a cool handling car.
Yeah, it really is.
For a big body that it is and a heavy car that it is. Yeah, it will giddy up and go.
And is this fiberglass, the hood?
I can tell you here real quick. I'm not sure nobody's ever asked that question. Yes, it is.
What did you just do to see that it's fiberglass?
Magnet.
Ah.
Yeah, because if you...
Okay.
And it's a strong little magnet, but if you take and you go like this, like that, you're not feeling nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Even those, I think those are aluminum. As a matter of fact, chrome-plated aluminum.
Look at that.
Hood locks. Those are cool hood locks,
that is
too.
Cool.
Instead of having to push down and slide your pins in and all.
That is cool.
Because if you slip with the pin, guess what? It's about scratch time, you know?
Ooh, that was
solid, man.
That was a smooth close
It's a solid little car. And normally, on these cars, anybody who's looking at a car like this, or Chevelle, or anything like that, even your GTOs, open the door, look down in the door, and it'll take you into an area that nobody ever gets into. And it'll let you know if you got a good sound vehicle, because if you don't, here's the deal. If you don't have a good sound vehicle, back in there, you'll see all kinds of rust. Oh, yeah. And there is no rust back in there. You know, it's just clean, clean, clean.
Can you see in there, Gene?
But you'll see all kinds of rust in there. And that's why I tell everybody, if it looks really good on the outside, open the door up on the passenger driver's side, look in there, and if it's a rust bucket, you're gonna know because you're gonna see it all in there.
What a great tip. Well, thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, man, anytime.
Thank you guys for watching.
You bet.
It's always a blast. And thank you for your friendship and everything you guys do for us, man.
I haven't had any videos out in a little bit. We've just been busy, you know, when it happened.
TikTok star.
But we'll get more out to you guys.
Absolutely. All right, man. Thank you, Mike. Hold on, he's taking his mic off already. 1 second. If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.
Well, Mike, what I really want to know is, do you have something in my price range, like in the, 20,000